Good evening, Southeast Texas and Southwest Louisiana. I'm meteorologist Lucas Bostwick. We're taking a look at radar over the past 2 hours, and we can see that there's been a few showers over Southeast Texas. One is just to the north of Vidor that was earlier today, and then there's been a few more over in Southwest Louisiana, indicating that moisture is beginning to return to the area. So that is some news for us going forward, and it will be a big feature in our forecast. Current temperatures are running in the mid 80s, a few low 80s around as well, and a few upper 80s still around the Houston area. And satellite and radar over the past 3 hours shows that there's been a few showers and storms out there, but most of the activity has been in Acadia Parish area and Jefferson Davis Parish, just to the west of Lafayette, but otherwise not too active today. Going forward into the morning hours and overnight, we don't expect much for overnight, but as we get into the daytime tomorrow, we do think that there will be a few showers and storms that start to develop. And as we get into the afternoon, we see there's a few scattered showers and storms across Southwest Louisiana and Southeast Texas. So we're going to put coverage tomorrow around 30%. Now, the upper level flow for this weekend is looking pretty good in terms of if you're wanting some drier weather in the forecast, because we have a lot of flow coming over the top of this ridge into the area, which shows that a disturbance is leaving, but it will be bringing in some drier air with it. So next week, we could be looking at some potentially lows in the upper 60s from some areas, and maybe even a few mid 60s going into early next week. So that'll be a welcome change. And really and truly, it's starting to get closer to fall, so we could expect to start to see a little bit more of this coming soon in the future. Now, atmospheric moisture shows that moisture begins to increase a little bit tomorrow, and it really starts to pick up Wednesday into Thursday. Thursday is actually a little bit drier, still a bit of moisture, but Friday is really and truly going to be the biggest day of chances of rain. As that cold front actually starts to push down to the area, we do expect coverage to begin to increase. And as we get into Saturday, it should begin to dry out. Certainly by Sunday, look at all that dry air moving back in. So Sunday's looking pretty good in terms of the forecast. Lows tonight, though, in the northern regions actually could still be in the upper 60s. So it's still pretty pleasant out there. And then otherwise, low to mid 70s for the most of the areas. A few upper 70s to around 80 at the beach. Tomorrow, highs in the low to mid 90s in general. Maybe 1 or 2 upper 90s possible, but in general, low to mid 90s. And our 7-day outlook calls for a 30% chance of scattered showers and storms tomorrow, 40% Wednesday, 20 on Thursday, and then 60% Friday with the cold front moving through. And I know it's a weird thing to say, cold front in August, but it's a weak cold front coming through, so that'll be some good news. And then we see that those lows do actually come down a little bit. Not a lot, but just enough that you'll notice it whenever it's Sunday, because it's going to feel a lot drier with dew points probably in the 60s outside. And same for Southwest Louisiana. A good chance of rain on Friday in particular, and it starts to dry out Saturday and Sunday, and it should be getting to be a bit drier as far as the air and how it feels. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@GulfCoastWX and like our Facebook page if you haven't already done so. A shout out to our sponsor, Do Good Federal Credit Union, for making the video possible, and to all of our other sponsors. All right, everyone, we'll have a good evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow.